Okay, folks, let me make sure I'm recording. I tell if I'm recording. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm recording. This is Cameron again, and we're going to go through, I think we're clear about how to get on the system and get to at least this screen, get to ISPF. If not, go back and review the videos in the Lead IT channel on YouTube, how to get on the system. But now we're going to go through part two. We're going to start on part two, challenge two. So, well, I mean, I'm challenge one. I'm sorry. Now, as I've said repeatedly, if you can get through part two, and hopefully this series of videos will help you get through part two. I'm not ever going to give you the solution, but I'm just going to guide you along to kind of show you how to do it. I'm not going to do it for you. But if you can finish part two, then, and IBM will acknowledge that you have finished part two, then you have a conversation to have with companies about entry-level mainframe positions, because you know more about mainframe than 99.9% of folks walking around if you can complete part two. So here we go. We're on the system with ISPF. One of the things I think I need to do first is delete a folder. So you don't do this. This is not, you don't have this created yet. I'm going to hit 3.4, and I'm going to keep going through this stuff over and over again so it'll sink in. 3.4 to get to the DS name utility. And I'm going to exit out of all these. I'm going to delete all of everything but my ID. So when I hit the enter key, I'm going to see all my data sets, all the files that belong to me. Now, again, I told you about the prefix DS name level switch in video one, in the videos for part one. So we don't have it checked here now, because if that's checked, it means that the system says that it's going to prefix everything you do with your user ID. But because we want to look at the data sets tied to our ID, I'm not going to put it here. I'm not going to check it here. And so I'm going to put in Z00745, which is my user ID. And I'm going to hit enter. That's going to bring up my data sets. Now, let me make sure that this is the right one I want to delete. Yeah, that is the right one I want to delete. Okay. And so I'm going to delete this one. Now, again, you don't do this. I'll tell you when you're going to start, and just ask me to confirm. So now it's gone. Now it's gone. So let's start with now we're at the start of the challenge. So the first thing we need to do is we need to generate, run a script. The script is called P2, and it was written for this contest. It's written probably in Rex. They could have written anything, but probably written in Rex. And the reason I prefix it with TSO is because I'm telling the system, this is not ISPF command. This is a TSO command, which is TSO is the native interface to the mainframe without using ISPF. ISPF is an editor, and it just sits on top of TSO. So it helps you edit, and it's an interface also, but it's an editor. ISPF is. So we're going to say TSO P2, and that's from the primary screen menu. I think you can probably put that anywhere, but let's do it where they say do it. So I'm going to put TSO P2, and the script runs. Oh, I think I may have deleted the wrong one. Okay, so let's back up. It's good that you see this stuff because you can see what goes wrong. So I'm going to say LTSO to go back in. I think I may have deleted the wrong one, but that's okay. I mean, because you have read access to all of the data sets if you mistakenly delete one. Yeah, so I got a JCL error. So that means that data set probably already existed. So P2, yeah, I think I deleted the wrong one. And I forget where they are. I think I'm going to need those, actually. Well, anyway, I can copy those after this. So this is the one I should have deleted. Now, I hope this doesn't affect our completing challenge one. I don't think it will. So I'm going to delete this one, which I should have done before. And I got to remember after this video is over to go back and copy the other one back in. I got to look up where it's located. I don't want to take up time in the video to do that. Okay, so now that is deleted. What do I do here? 5 in there. Oh. Right back out of this. Okay, so I deleted it. Very good. Now I'm going to exit back out to the primary option menu and put TSO P2. I shouldn't get an error this time, but I hope I didn't need the one that I deleted. I don't think I do. Yeah. Oh, it's good you're seeing this. It's good you're seeing this. Now, so it's there now. And if there's not a member in it, remember, this is a partition data set that contains members. Okay, good. Very good. So I'm back to where I should have started before. And that error may have been that I didn't have something that I needed. And the JCL error keep me out of the system. So got to log back in. And again, as I always say, this is not about brilliance, it's about persistence. Okay, so let's see what it wants us to do. Oh, I actually had two. I actually had two going. Let's kill this one. We don't need this one. Okay, yeah, I had two going. All right, so we did that. Now, this is convenient here. Look on the screen where it says, if you need to start over all of part 2 or any part 2 challenge, enter TSO space P2 over. That may come in handy. And actually, I could have done that instead of deleting the data set that I shouldn't have deleted. But anyway, we'll go on. But remember that. Remember if you need to start over. And they've added a couple of scripts this year that to assist you. One is to help you reset your password. I forget what it is, but I'll post a video on it. Well, let me see if I can find it in here. Because I might as well tell you about it now. I've got both of the manuals. So let's look at part 1. Now, part 1 password resets. Okay, so zskills@us.ibm.com is where you call for help. And they are telling you to send in for a password reset. But I think down in here somewhere they have where you can ask for a password reset. And yeah, I'm sorry to take up the time with this, but this is important because a couple of people have asked me about password resets and if there's an easier way. So Z Big Data is the initial password, but I think there's a different password for password resets. Z Big Data, and case is not important in the mainframe. Okay, so I think Z pass for me. Oh, that's only for the initial one. And yeah, so I think if you can't get on the first time, and it kills your password, and you see the message here says connect rejected, RACF temporarily, revoking user access, et cetera, contact your TSO administrator. I think if you go back in and try to and use the password ZPass for me, after you wait for a few minutes, should let you in. So that tidbit, I'll try it after this, but okay, let's go back to let's kill this one and go back to our current challenge. And this is not a very long challenge. So we're going to enter on 3.4 from the primary option menu. Let's exit back out to that. .4 puts you to the data set list utility and type our ID here, which is what we have. And then so it's added JCL source status, P2 output and load. So let's make sure, let's see if we have those. Correct, we do have those. And we're going to put an E to the left of P2 output. And press enter. I'm reading. I've done this a couple of times, but my memory's not very good. Okay, so yeah, we're going to create a member. So it says no members in data set. That, of course, I deleted the data set and then I recreated it with the P2, the TSO space P2 script that created this data set. And so I'm going to put select. Now eventually we're going to abbreviate that with an S, but what you say select it means I'm going to create a new member in this data set. The data set in this partition data set. Partition data set is like a folder, so and that folder contains files. Okay, so just enter this, and I'm going to put number hashtag for you social media guys. Hashtag for us old heads, that's number sign 01, not letter O, but 01. And then I'm going to hit enter. Okay, so now it's going to have us do as in part 1. We're going to and I like the way they build upon what we've already done. So we've already copied in some code. So here we're copying in some information from another data set into this data set. And I'm just going to copy this here. I'll cut and paste it. You can just type it if you want, but if you use the PDF or the website, either way, I'm pretty good at toggling back and forth. But if you have a problem with that and you need to print it out on a piece of paper, which some people do, then you have to type it in. That's okay. So what this is saying is copy the contents of this data set into our current data set. Yeah, it says enter that. The reason I'm careful is because sometimes it says enter and sometimes it says type. So now we have country abbreviation space country name. Okay, so we just have a file with some country information in it. And I'm reading. Again, I've done this 2 or 3 times, but I don't remember every time. I don't remember from one time to the next. So. Okay. Okay, so it said something about a blank. Oh yeah, so I skipped this part. So yeah, let me back up so I can do it the way they did it. So I'm just going to cancel this CAN. All right. So now I'm going to go into this data set and I'm going to say copy. Oh, I'm going to think, yeah. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. But now, before we do that, it says think of a single word or phrase and put this in the first blank line. And I'm going to just say big box. I'm going to say long live big iron, which is what they call the mainframe. Enter. So now I have a line of text in it. Okay. And now after that, let me back up. All right. Let me back up. So that's what you should be now. Then you either type or copy this text in and hit enter. Copy pending. Oh, okay. Cancel. I know I'm confusing you, but okay, I'm gonna go back in it again, and I'm gonna put in long live big data! Exclamation point. It's in there. Yeah, so yeah, I got a bad habit. I'm always criticizing my students for not doing this. You've got to read the directions, particularly Master Mainframe. You've got to read the directions meticulously. Now, I've done this a couple of times, but I try to skip things, but I try to move too fast, and I shouldn't. So I'm going to put an A here, and what that A says is I'm going to append all of this stuff, everything that I'm copying in after this line. There we go. So first line is long live big data, then it is the country code and the country name. Okay. We've done all that. So the goal is to have only the line long live big data and my country code, in our case, the US. And you can see here, this is international competition, so there will be other countries other than the US, but for us, it's US. Okay, so now you'll see here it says there are 3 ways to do it. Well, the way I'm going to do it is you can do it a couple of ways, but for me, the quickest way is to use the DD function. So I'm going to put DD here, means which means I want to start deleting at this line. And let me put 3 there. And you can either use your page down or F8 to page down. And I'm going to go to one line below the United States. I'm going to put a DD there. No, one line above the United States, put a DD there. And see, when you guys get good, you can write a rec script to do this automatic, or stuff like this automatically. And all you put in, all you need to put in is something to tell the script to start at the second line, because you know you want to keep the second line, and then go in there and find the line with your country name, and you put in your country name and country code, and just tell delete everything else. But that comes later when you guys know a little something about scripting, and that's the goal of Lead IT. And so I'm going to delete everything between those lines. And so you see I have long live big data, and I have United States. So I'm going to put DD there, and I'm going to page down to the bottom, Zimbabwe, who have some issues with Mr. Mugabe here. If you don't know international politics, pretty interesting what's going on there. And I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to hit type refresh. Oh. I love when I make mistakes. So let me see if I did this right. I may not have. And if I got to do it again, that's fine, because you will. Yeah. So I'm left with those two lines, long live big data. And I don't think it has us do anything else. Well, I didn't need an F to find my country. I just scrolled down for it. I knew where it was. So I didn't need to do that. The other part you can just review, but that's tough. When you come up with this, you follow the instructions, come up with this, that's it. And that's the end of this video. We're on to challenge 2, and I'll get the video for that as soon as I can.